Welcome back to Konye's Kitchen. On the menu today, we got some smothered chicken on some fettuccine pasta. Now, I know I'm always cooking seafood, so today we're gonna switch it up a little bit and we're gonna cook some chicken, all right? So, stay tuned and let's see how it turns out. So first, we're gonna start off with a little bit of salt. Remember, we're gonna season both sides. I'm just gonna show one side though. So, get it all nice and covered with some salt, then some garlic powder. Then we have some black pepper on top. Next, we got some oregano. And sprinkle a little bit, some thyme on it. Thyme. Yeah, it's thyme. Go ahead. Just sprinkle a little bit, you know. And just a little bit of allspice, not too much, but just a little bit. It's a little drizzle of it. Next, we're gonna have some grapeseed oil in the cast iron or whatever pan you're using, something with a high smoke point. Then we're gonna toss our chicken inside. Make sure you don't want to move it around. So once you put it in, just let it sear, let it stick there. We're gonna leave it on there for about 5 to 7 minutes. You can check a little bit just to see if you got that sear that you need. Once you check and you know it's nice and brown, flip them over. And these thighs were, you know, as you can see, they got bone in. Didn't expect it to have the bone in, but you know, we adapted. So, you know, you want to sear both sides, then have to, you know, get the sides of it. Just, you know, I want the sides seared as well. So, you know, pick it up and just get those sides nice and seared. Now, thighs take a little longer to cook, so after about 15 or so minutes, they should be done. Don't worry, you're still gonna cook them a little bit later, so but they should be done for the most part. And then, you know, put them away, and we're gonna bring them back in later. You want to keep everything in the pan and add some diced onions to it. We're gonna sweat these onions down, you know, get them nice and translucent, nice and a little clear. So once you get a little bit of clear, you know, we're gonna cook that down. And then we're gonna add a half a stick of butter to it. You want that to melt nicely with the onions. And once you get that all melted down, we're gonna add the next thing. So next we're gonna add the mushrooms. Whether you want portobello or baby bella, don't matter. Just make sure they're nice and sliced. And then we're gonna cook that in with the butter and the onions. When you see that color right there, that's what we want. So next we're gonna add 1/4 of a cup of some white wine. I prefer Sauvignon Blanc, but you know, whatever you want, add it in. And they're gonna reduce that just a little bit. Cook that for about 5 or so minutes. Next, we're gonna add about a cup of chicken broth or chicken stock. I prefer chicken stock because it has a little bit more flavor. Next, we're gonna add half a cup of bacon. This is really gonna give it this flavor, all right? So this is very imperative to add. If you don't like bacon, I'm sorry. I'm sure you can still make it without it, but it's not gonna be as good. I'm sorry, bacon's just wonderful. So we're gonna mix this up and want to bring it back up to a simmer. Now that we got everything bubbling, add about a cup of heavy cream. Get that nice and mixed in. And next, we're gonna add about a cup of some Parmesan cheese. Whether you want it shredded or grated, doesn't really matter. But make sure it's good Parmesan cheese, not the Kraft's bag. You want, the ones that come in a cup. That's what you want. So get that all nice and melted and mixed in there. So just to thicken up the sauce a little bit, we're gonna add a cornstarch slurry, which is equal parts cornstarch, equal parts water. So you can have about, 2 tablespoons of each. Get that nice and mixed up and then just pour it into this mixture and mix it up. Now you got the bacon and the mushroom in here, so it may tend to stick to the bottom. So you want to, steadily mix this up so it doesn't get stuck to the bottom. Next, we're gonna add our chicken back into it. Get that nice and, well, it's not even smothered yet, but just let it sit in a pool of that goodness. You know what I mean? Just let it sit in there. Let it marinate. That's what we want. We want to marinate in this little concoction we done made. And we're gonna cover this and let it cook for about 15 to 20 minutes on low heat. Now you might wanna, check it with every 5 minutes, just make sure it's not sticking to the bottom. So, you can uncover it and just lift up the chicken and make sure, it's not sticking to the bottom like I'm doing here a little bit. But do that in that 15-20 minute time frame. And once it's done, hey, these are ready to go. Now that's a nice little bubble bath for these chicken thighs right there. Hold up. We got a second shot coming. Bam. Ooh, nice. And there we have the finished product. Oh yeah, I cooked this on top of some fettuccine pasta. Now it's time to check out the finished product. Oh yeah, that looks smothered all right. Now, I got a confession. Now when I went to the store, I thought I was buying boneless and skinless chicken thighs. Turns out they were just skinless chicken thighs, so it still got the bone in. But I ain't let that, I ain't let it get to me. We still made it through. And, they say the bone gives a little bit more flavor, so who knows? But I do recommend making this with boneless. It's just a lot easier. So you can just, have at it without worrying about the bone. So now, it's time to taste this. Ooh, I can't wait to taste it. See, I got the bone, I can't even cut through it. I gotta. Ooh. Okay, there's some chicken right there. Get that cut that piece out. Okay. I'm struggling a little bit. Can I get it? Okay, got it. I think we got it. We got it. Yeah, okay. All right, let's get some chicken on there. I got a little bit of mushrooms in there, not too much, you know. I'm a fan of mushrooms, just a little bit. I didn't want to overload it with mushrooms in here. Bon appetit. Oh yes. Oh my goodness. See, the bacon in there adds a little bit of a nice flavor to it. And oh, this is so good. Oh yes. Oh yes. Okay. Oh yeah, that's something special. Now, I might have to get a little bit messy with this because, you know, it got the bone in it. But hey, ain't nothing wrong with getting a little messy every now and then. All right. So, if you like this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next episode. We out.